Hey, alright, I'm back. I mean, I apologize if that was a little loud, but I don't think it's any more deafeningly loud than the Shadowbringers title screen, huh? Oh, man. Am I seeing that right? Deathwing Duck, is that you? Or is my Streamlabs like acting up and showing chat from last stream? Because I see timestamps on there. I don't know. Oh no, that's from last. That's weird. Streamlabs has never done that before. Anyway. Hi everybody! Welcome back to another episode of FF14 Shadowbringers. I had to go take care of some shit, but I'm back in about an hour, like I said I would be. So let's get back into it, shall we? No time to lose. These expansions are getting longer, I gotta say. Granted, yes, the role quest took up a lot of time. Technically, that's side content, and technically you only have to do one of them to complete MSQ, not all of them, like I did. But, I think even without that, my first time through, even before I did the role quests, by the time I reached the end of Shadowbringers, or close enough to the end, where I was forced to do the role quests, I was still a little bit like, you know, thinking to myself, wow, this is kind of long, you know? I don't know, could just be in my head though. We'll see. But yeah, Streamlabs OBS right now, it's like, as soon as the stream started, the little chat came into view, and then it shows like timestamp messages from an hour ago, when I first ended my stream. That sounds like, wait, are they here already? Holy shit. I would have been surprised if they were. Then I recognized the messages. I was like, oh, that's from earlier. Whoa. The waves of light. Looking like water there, coming in. Frozen in time forever. Look at that. Uh-oh. 1 second. Okay. I'm good. Phew. Whew. I sound like Kenda right now. Ooh. Despite this glad turn of events, the suffering born of mine all too arrogant meddling paineth me still. And still, yeah, he feels like he sent Menphilly to her death. And yet, their smiles do give me hope for the morrow. Thank you for standing by Reem and Menphilia. I'm sure it meant a lot to her, seeing you one last time. It meant a lot to me to get to see her one last time, honestly. Being able to say goodbye like that. I'm sorry you weren't able to, thank you. Would that I could have been there to hear what words were exchanged between them. When all of this is over, perhaps I'll ask. Yeah, I think you should. Menphilia will be sorely missed. Though it was grandfather's legacy which first brought me to Eorzea, I would never have become a scion were it not for her. Indeed, there would be no scions, and 2 worlds would be worse. Would be the worse for our absence. Those guys are distracting with what they do. The armadillos. Taro and the others will no doubt be heartbroken to hear the news of her passing. Until such time as we can return to them, however, we must keep our heads held high. Though we have lost one scion, we have gained another after all. Do you have any idea how worried we were when word reached us that Ranjit was alive and headed for the Hills of Amber? Oh, I can't wait for this to be over so we can all go home. Assuming we even can. Yeah. Reem's ether has changed. It has taken on a faint, golden hue. Curious. What was it like before? I like how she says that, but didn't even tell us what it looked like to her before. A fresh start. That's how I feel right now after having showered. Fresh start. I honestly don't know how to repay you for all you've done, but I promise to do whatever I can to help. course. Are you certain you're up to fighting so soon? I can't imagine the power of the Oracle is something one learns to wield in the space of a few hours. Maybe not, but the presence of the Light Wardens is unmistakable to me now. In fact, I sense one here in Amarang, to the west. I think it might be hiding underground. Underground? Then it's as we suspected. We thought it prudent to take a brief survey of the area prior to your arrival. To the west, we found the remains of a site known as Malika's Well. If I recall correctly, the well was built in remembrance of one of the ancient kings of Nabatharang to serve as a source of respite from the desert heat. It fell into disuse after the flood, whereupon the miners of Amarang thought to turn part of it into an excavation site. Judging by its size, the underground waterways are no doubt extensive, the perfect hiding place for a warden. Reem, are you certain you can track it down? Leave it to me. I love that I forgot to say this before the end of the last stream. I love that her new name, Reem, it means blessed in Fey language. Or I guess, yeah. That's such a cool meaning behind, like, a beautiful name, honestly. Then it's settled. We make for Malika's Well. One of those beautiful yet simplistic names, you know? Which, yeah, a name doesn't have to be complex or long to be beautiful, you know? I like the name. Though I cannot see it as you do, it is a no less awe-inspiring sight. It's kind of scary. We going down in there? Something about this doesn't feel right. A marvel of ingenuity, is it not? I didn't expect to see Talos wandering about, much less of their own accord. How long must it have been since their creator's bones turned to dust? Something to think about. The warden is down there. I can feel it. That the walls should still bear so great a burden after countless years of neglect bespeaketh the surpassing skill of their architects. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. Yeah. Guess we're going down there. Taking those steps deeper and deeper and down. It's here. I can taste its ether on the wind. And we finally found our mark. Let's put an end to this, Leon, and return the night sky to Amarang. Right. Lest thou worry, I did relay unto Magnus word of thine untimely accident, untimely accident, whilst I waited for thee to return from thine audience with the Oracle. He hath since reclaimed his Talos and Trolley boasts, and meaneth to begin repairs anon. Yeah, Ranji fucked that shit up. For a blessing, the damage was but superficial, the leonine heart unmarred by Ranjit's onslaught. No need to worry about me. Urianger and Yustola were quite thorough in their ministrations. A pity their magic did nothing for my clothes. Or your gunblade. It's all fucked up. At any rate, we cannot well stop now. Not after all Renan and Philia have given to bring us this far. Yeah. The Warden's presence feels familiar somehow. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of... But that makes no sense. Sorry. I'm sure I'm just imagining things. Our battle with the Warden of Holminster Switch was an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Alize and I have trained tirelessly that we might be better prepared for our next such encounter. Oh, you guys want to go level up? For Minfilia and the countless souls who struggled to carry on her legacy, we must end this. I can't help thinking about all the children at the inn, abandoned to wait for the inevitable. So long as the light holds sway here, there is no hope for them. But if we defeat the Wardens, if we restore the night, then maybe they can still be saved. I was surprised to hear Ranjit survive the fall, though I suppose I did the same. Yeah, but I don't think he survived it the way you did. More surprising is how he so readily saw through our diversion. A foe possessed of such cunning would be sufficient cause for concern in itself, but one capable of besting Thancred in combat too? We would do well not to underestimate him next we meet. I won't. See? Our full Final Fantasy party. Hold on, let me optimize their gear, get them outfitted with materia or junctions or whatever. Insert old Final Fantasy game reference here. Read the description first. Mourning the loss of her beloved, the Queen of Nabatharang commanded a great well be built in his memory, its waters offering respite from the sweltering heat. In more recent years, the well was transformed into an excavation site by the miners of Amarang. It has long since fallen into disuse, yet the presence of light emanating from within is unmistakable. What horrors await at the trolley track's end in the depths of this massive reservoir? Time for us to find out. So I can swap out these two for these two. Or even, yeah, could even Ream. Thancred's obviously not coming because I'm already fulfilling the tank role. Well, our last dungeon we did with Urianger and Yustola, right? That was the Katana Ravel? But the twins weren't even available. So let's bring him back into the fray. Yeah, let's give Rena a shot with her newfound powers and her newfound identity. I doubt it'll affect her combat skills much. But, you know, fuck it. For roleplay purposes, we'll go with that. Let's do it. In we go. That's curious. Using some kind of psychic power to levitate swords above their heads? Okay, let's go. I can sense the warden somewhere below us. Well, then follow me. why he's not moving. I was like, what's he doing? Hello, Marine! That's adorable. I'll show you! It's like being threatened by a chipmunk. At least she can actually do some damage. Thanks to the Thancred teaching her correctly. Oh. I suppose both her and Ronjit, right? I did not know he was going to use an AoE, I just used Stun Kick for the hell of it. This tunnel seems to stretch on forever. Indeed it does. What you doing? Oh. Switching carbuncle colors? Isn't that a little big for an armadillo? Yeah. Kinda does look like that, doesn't it? Well, let's show him what's happening. Let's go, asshole. Wrong fucking... Oh, shit. Is that all you got? Wasn't worth it, but I wanted to line up the shot anyway. Somebody else beat his ass. There you go, Reen. Atta girl. So Stonefall is Tank Buster, Jesus. If I never see an armadillo again. That wasn't that bad. Here we go. We need to climb down somehow. No shit. We're just jumping, fuck it. That's a good spot right here. Not that. God damn it. Even on this class, I end up... Oh, I'm about to die. Never mind. Guess she healed me enough. I think the effect is that it only kicks in if you actually end up reaching 0 HP, right? You have to use it like preemptively. I can't remember really.
I'll show you.
They're dead. Yeah, let me see, how does it work? Hopefully this tunnel continues downward. I'm sure it does. Let's see. Yeah, it's when HP is reduced to 0 while under the effect. Thank God. You won't kill yourself by accidentally activating it and not being at full health. Holy shit! Okay, damn. Royal custard? No, I'm kinda craving some custard. It's like a dessert thing, right? If I remember correctly. Can't line them up correctly. They keep moving each other out of alignment. Damn. Oh well. Tell him, Reen. Tell him. Like we hear her voice lines more than anyone else's. buddy. Amphibious Talos. Are those buckets? Why, yes. Yes, I believe they are. Amphibious Talos with buckets surrounded by water. Alright, see what's up. Got it. Lucky guess on that one. I was like, I think this is a tank buster. It might have been. Might have been something else entirely. I didn't expect to not take any damage. Oh! Jesus. The tighter the circle we make, the less distance we have to travel. I think they're too close. Some of them were taking damage from that. They were a little too close to the origin of the... Fuck you. Fuck, I could have finished my combo. Alright, whatever. Doing it again? Holy shit. He really wants to be dead? High pressure. Yeah, that. Almost forgot to move out of the fucking way. Remember, folks, all it takes is one momentary lapse of concentration. And you're fucked! I got nothing. Damn! He packs a punch, eh? I think I now understand Alfino's aversion to water. Not another word. Damn, he really doesn't want to be outed as being someone who's afraid of the water and can't swim, huh? Still, there was that one time where he got brave and jumped in for a good cause back in Stormblood. Started swimming like crazy. Hope I don't regret doing a pull this big, right? Wait a minute. I must have not pulled that one properly. Shit. Get over here. No, we're okay. I like how you can hear Nabatharing's, well, not Nabatharing specifically, but you can hear the theme music from outside here. Like, it's, you know, this is basically like a remix of it. The overworld music from outside. Hammering. These crystals are devoid of ether. Well, we are pretty close to where the flood was halted, so I think it makes sense, right? Oh god, it's the boulders. They're filling with light. Oh, these? Forgiven indecency. Oh, I see. They're sin eaters. Oh god, they decided to go after that one. Well, excuse me for going after the other one. Well, we're not going to stop this one in time. We gotta fight. Oh. Okay, which one are you guys going to go after this time? Look at Reem. Becoming invisible as she's supposed to get ready for her opener, basically. Good shit. That's like ASMR to me. Their footsteps on the metal pipe. The same sound effect used in other games for like metallic surfaces and footsteps, but I like it. Life Warden Storage. So, we found our mark. Unquestioned acceptance. There it is! Oh shit. Bring it on, motherfucker! That's okay. Shit, that was a party wipe, wasn't it? Thought that was the Pink Buster. See what I mean? You can't know unless you're already familiar with it. Oh, not here. What the hell, Alize? I think they have plot armor. She just stood in that shit. There we go. Now they got out of it. That all you got? That shit don't faze me. What if I just talk shit to them like that? I don't know. Oh. That one came too late. Or too early. His attack came too early, my cooldown was too late. Whatever. Battle Melody. I'll beat his ass. There we go.
You underestimate me.
Kill this son of a bitch. Okay, so it took one more. I was hoping that one would finish him off, but it didn't. Prick. That was my default go-to. I don't know why. After finishing a fight, I'm always just like, prick. I noticed it's one of my quirks. Oh shit, here it comes. People shake. Don't hurt me. Oh shit! It actually... Okay, I forgot that happened there. I actually didn't expect it to hurt me. Yet.
Ooh.
They've been foreshadowing this the entire time. Every time the conversation comes up, usually between Orianger and Y'shtola, it always sort of skates by because something else happened right after, but... You guys remember what they were talking about, right? Back in a nice, blessed little village or whatever? And they've already straight up told me something's changing with me. Are you at all injured? I don't know yet. Didn't say anything? Seems that Reen was correct. No shit. At last. Thank goodness we succeeded. We've taken back the darkness. Hell yeah. I was passing strange form for an eater. The darkness. It has returned? Told you I'm in one of those moods today. Just being a little wacky and goofy with myself.
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad those travelers made it all the way to Nabatha Reng. But when Urianger told me the Talos was in pieces, and the trolley didn't look much better, I couldn't help wondering what in the hell's had gone on.
What indeed? At least the heart is in one piece. The rest is replaceable. Looking at this mess, though, it's a miracle they survived.
Yeah.
You can say that again. What the? Are you seeing this?
Oh yeah, here it comes.
The sky. It...
At last, night has returned to Amareng. We'll save this broken world yet, Tesleen. You see if we don't.
So happy she still remembers her. I mean, how could she not? But I'm just glad she mentioned her, brought her up again.
No doubt retreating in the wake of the Warden's demise.
Back to Calusia, the last refuge of light.
Home to our dear Lord Vorfrey, who will no doubt do everything in his power to thwart us.
As well he should, for defeat there would spell the end for both him and his heavenly host.
What was that? You see what he did with his
There
lips?
the fate of this star shall be decided.
Alright, Mr. Leader. That's kind of cute and funny, the way he's just like... I think it was meant to be like a sigh, but since I didn't voice it, it just looked weird because the way he just like curled his lips, like... I don't know why I found that so funny. Probably the long pause. Is this not the moment Emmet Self usually chooses to descend upon us? Whatever will we do without his feigned praise and backhanded compliments? Ha! Got him! Look for sarcasm. Once more, the night share equal dominion over the firmament, and yet our travails are far from over. Hey, I nailed it, look! It's actually nighttime. The last few times we've done this, it was like daytime, so then the cutscene ended and it was just like, still looked like, you know, like we didn't do anything because the sun was out. But this time we actually finished the dungeon at night, so yeah, we actually get to see how it looked like in the cutscene. Our immersion is preserved! Perhaps their ministrations were not as thorough as I thought, or perhaps I was a touch too reckless. You're alright. Only I could have seen the look on Magnus's face when the night sky returned. They must all be so happy. But what about you, Leon? Do you feel different at all? A little. The end to light's dominion over this world is fast at hand. I feel a little different. I'm not gonna tell y'all yet. I don't know why, but yeah. Kinda hurt. We did it. We really did it. I only wish there were time to visit the inn. We can but hope the return of night has granted the residents some shred of comfort. They thought the world beyond changing, but today I think we proved them wrong. We will fix this broken land, Leon. Together. When all of this is over, it would mean a lot to me if we could go and visit Tesleen's grave together. I have such a lot to tell her. Of course. I'll definitely come with you. Tesleen. More than a hunch. Are you feeling alright, Leon? After you defeated the Light Warden, I could swear I saw its ether... never mind. I'm still getting used to my powers. It's probably nothing. I'm just relieved I was right about where the Warden was hiding. Trying to get everybody in view here. The last one is hiding in Pelusia, isn't it? I can feel it from here, believe it or not. But perhaps we should head back to the Crystarium first. We have a lot to tell the Exarch, and I think we could all do with some rest. Yeah, that's true. Let's go to sleep. Like before. She sees it too, then. Yeah, now she does. Isolde said she needed to speak with us. It sounded rather urgent. I bet it is. The others are with the Exarch. Before we join them, there is something I wish to confirm. Tell me, Reen. Have you noticed anything peculiar about Leon's appearance of late? Anything at all? Speak freely. He won't mind. Hey! Says who? Well, I'm just kidding, okay. Well, since Minfilia bequeathed her power to me, I've been able to see the light inside him. Though I didn't think anything of it at first, but after we defeated the Warden in Amarang, I realized something was wrong. You've absorbed its ether, Leon, and the light within you has grown monstrous. Then it is as I suspected. How are you feeling? Oh. Leon! If naught is done, this will only get worse. Reen, with the power of the Oracle, you have gained some measure of control over light, have you not? Is there anything you can do for him? Extinguishing it is out of the question. Even at her strongest, Minfilia could only hold back the light. I might be able to suppress it, but I don't know for how long. And we have no choice but to rely on Urianger and its secrets. If the next battle is to be the last, you may yet be able to play your part. But you will need all of your strength. I will discuss strategy with the others and see that everything is made ready for our departure. You are to return to your chambers and rest until then. Understood? Yes, Mother. Ha! None of that cheek, or I will take you across my knee. Now, off with you to the pendants. We will call for you when the time comes. I couldn't resist the opportunity. I know it was a dark and serious moment, but I did that last time too. My very first playthrough, I did the same shit. I can't resist the temptation of the comedic option, you know? Hey, I was trying to lighten the mood. Everybody was all gloomy. Rightfully so. I'm a little fucked up. It's not like I don't worry about myself. Dude, this guy has been standing here since yesterday. Do you guys remember this dude? He was literally here on yesterday's stream last night. Which would be, if you're watching this on YouTube, that's two or three videos ago. We saw this dude right here. was it this morning? You know what it was? It was when the Sin Eaters, when Lord Valkyrie attacked the Crystarium, and I think that was this morning, actually. Never mind. Still, he's in the exact same spot as this morning. It's 8 p.m. for me now, and that stream where we first saw this guy here in the Sin Eaters attack, that was 10 or 11 in the morning for me. I've been here for 12 hours, dude! Jesus Christ. I'm gonna salute him for this. Or just a normal bow. Oh, I can't, well, whatever. This dude's been sitting there for ages. That also reminds me, I haven't hopped servers in a while. I like to keep it fresh and jump around between servers. I haven't done that. Like usually before I log in, but I've forgotten to lately. Is everything alright, sir? You don't seem quite yourself. I'm not feeling too good right now. Perhaps a hot meal and a freshly made bed will improve matters. Your room is ready if you care to retire. Yes. Very good. If you should have need of anything at all, pray do not hesitate to call. Okay. Yeah. Why'd you stay behind this time?
And sometimes the dead would rather not be disturbed. But enough about me. What of Armorang?
He was probably depressed from not being able to help with the fight against the Sin Eaters when they attacked.
I see. Minfilia's gone then. Which means the reason I must suffer this purgatory shall forever remain a mystery.
I guess it's just you and me now, buddy.
What's the matter? Are you all right?
What just happened?
Not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. Yep. I forgot about this scene, and yet when that scene with Minfilia, when she said that, I knew she was referring to him. To Ardbert, I mean. Oh, I didn't catch that in my first playthrough, though, 2 years ago.
Minfilia said my time had not yet come. That I still had a role to play. Not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. No, it couldn't be. There's only one hero in this room, and it is not me. I'm just a shadow, cursed to wander.
Sounds like that's not it, you fool. Get hold of yourself. Enough with the self-pity. And he's gone. Great. Oh, look who it is. What's up, buddy?
Forgive the intrusion, but Minfilia, that is, Reen, and the others were asking after you. Is everything all right? That pain again. And did it pass?
Well, yeah, but
Thank goodness for that. I would not wish to see you suffer. Though I know only too well how much you have suffered on our behalf in recent days. Indeed, I have no right to impose upon you further. Nevertheless, I must ask one thing of you. That you survive this, no matter what. When the dust settles, you must return to your world, for the battles to come, and the wars yet unwon. The final Light Warden is all that stands between us and victory. There is still much we must do to prepare, but for now, I will see if there is aught that may remedy the strange affliction which plagues you.
I'll see it through. Don't worry about me, I can keep going.
Of that I have no doubt. Even if I had my pick of every Reflections heroes, I could not have asked for a finer champion.
Thanks, man.
I'll not keep you from your rest any longer. Take as much time as you like.
Nice reminder that there are other Warriors of Light still, and other Reflections besides the Source and here in the First. Wonder how they're doing in their respective battles to protect their worlds. Oh, when Edmont... No, this isn't right. When Edmont finished writing Heavensward? It would need to be later, after the liberation of Alamigo, perhaps. His little memoir titled Heavensward. What the... Oh, maybe someone was just reading it. Please tell me you finished. What the hell? We have to go. They'll be upon us any moment. Right, this is... The fact that he walked away, but still, this is obviously the Crystal Exarch's memories. So, he was reading Heavensward. Very well. Where to next then? Let's just worry about getting out of the city and pray the airship is still in one piece. Nice glasses, though. Anywhere we go from here will just be more of the same. By the sound of that last one, I reckon the Knight's 12 might be the Knight's rubble now. Is there nothing else we can do? Dude, look around you. This isn't war. It's a sickness, and it's spread to every corner of Eorzea. The city-states are in disarray, and by all accounts the Far East faring no better. There'll be nothing left of us when this is over. This world is beyond saving. Never tire of that story. When the hero swoops in astride a white dragon to save the little girl. But it was just the white dragon by itself. Also, Alamigo has not been liberated here yet, but everything's falling apart. I could die happy knowing someone like that was still around. Indeed, but not today. Not while our message remains undelivered. What the hell happened where he came from? Have faith, my friend. We will find him. Was that the past? That's usually what I see when I get the echo, so... That's the first time we get to choose our character's dialogue when there's no one else around, just talking to ourselves. That's what I was talking about earlier, in the story before we even did that dungeon, about how... Well, last stream, basically. About how this one's a lot more personal, in a lot of ways. Our character is more involved than usual. Rather than just being there while a bunch of other shit with a bunch of other people is going down and you're just kind of watching most of the time and then stepping in whenever you're needed. There's still a lot of that, but it's different. It's a little bit more involved. You're a little bit more involved now. Especially with what's happening right now to us with the light from the Light Wardens. Return to Yulmore. Jesus. That is a... What is that cute little thing on the desk? Oh, it's a little elephant. I was gonna say that was a foreboding picture of Vothri there. Ah, Master Starcrest. I trust you had a pleasant rest? Yeah, more or less. Kind of. While you were ensconced in your chamber, a message arrived to you from the Exarch. Or for you, from the Exarch. He bids you come to the Ocular at your earliest convenience. And, sir? Wherever your duties may take you next, I shall pray for your safe return. May the night keep you. Buddy, you're a pretty okay receptionist. I like him. Go here. Ooh. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I'd be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Yep.
There you are. May I assume you've had your fill of rest?
Yep, and I can see him itself is kind of happy to see me too for some reason.
That is well. Now that we are all present, let us speak of our plan. Thus far, we have vanquished 4 Light Wardens, restoring night to much of Norvrand. Only one remains, that of Calusia. And with Reen to guide us, I am certain we will find it.
We're so close now. If we can just take care of this one last Warden, we'll rob the Sin Eaters of their final foothold and drive them out of Norvrand once and for all. It will be a new beginning for the First. A chance for the people to rebuild their world.
In short, a prize worth fighting for.
And in thus delivering the First from destruction, so too shall we unsow the seeds of the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Do you hear? Your dreamed of rejoining is in jeopardy. Are you sure you're not tempted to intervene?
The chirps.
You labor under the misapprehension that vanquishing the Sin Eaters is tantamount to saving the world. It is not. In truth, you only delay the inevitable, lengthening your fleeting lives by the smallest of margins. Twould be churlish of me to deny you this small concession, close as we've become. Foolish and misguided though you are not without charm. Each and every one of you is possessed of a noble heart. When the weak want for succor, you do not hesitate to provide it. Alas, your nobility is short-sighted. You think only of the problem in front of your nose. A limitation of your ephemeral existence.
Our lives may seem short and insignificant to the likes of you, but one does not need to be an eternal being to achieve lasting change.
If I may stop you there, I do not claim that we Ascians are special. That is another misconception. In the beginning, everyone lived nigh for eternity. Such was the natural order of things. But like so much else, this was taken from you. You won't object if I borrow your plaything?
This is what he meant. Oh, hey, Deathwing Duck! Welcome back!
In
Just
the
saw your
distant
message.
past, when the world was one and whole, a great calamity threatened all life. It began without warning. The very laws of the star were warped and broken, and chaos swiftly spread throughout the land. Faced with annihilation, we sought to imbue the star with its own will. Thus was Zodiac born, and by his power was order restored. Ere long, however, thankless fools began to fear that Zodiac's might was too great, and so they conjured another to keep him in check. Your own dear Hydaelyn.
And the two beings waged war until, with a single devastating blow, Hydaelyn unmade Zodiac, scattering his being across space and time. So you told us in the Katana Ravel.
Yes, yes. And there began our woes, with Hydaelyn's blow and all that it wrought. As a counterbalance to Zodiac, Hydaelyn was created with the power to enervate her foe. This singular ability strikes not at such banal things as flesh, but everything that defines the target, diluting its existence. For example, were she to strike you? Two individuals, identical in appearance yet reduced in all respects. Strength, intelligence, the soul itself, all is halved. Do you see? This self-same fate befell not only Zodiac, but the very star. Only 3 were fortunate enough to escape the Sundering, me being one of them. When I beheld the shattered remnants of our home, I knew deepest despair. The inhabitants of these 14 fragments were feeble, frail and foolish, oblivious to their imperfection, ignorant of their past. Malformed creatures thrashing blindly about. Pitiful, disturbing, depressing. So, we took it upon ourselves to rejoin the worlds. But in our eagerness and, I confess, our ignorance, we erred and made a useless void of the 13th.
That's why it became the world of darkness. A void. It's fucked up.
It was only afterwards that we discovered a connection twixt source and shard. A flow of energy that maintains elemental balance. And thus did we arrive at our time-honored modus operandi.
From a purely Asian standpoint, it could be said that what you seek to do is only logical. But that would be to ignore the immeasurable destruction wrought with each rejoining. You have murdered millions, and this we cannot condone.
By your fragmented existence, you continue to give rise to tragedies far crueler than any calamity. But yes, moral relativism and all that. Case in point, I do not consider you to be truly alive, ergo, I will not be guilty of murder if I kill you. Oh, don't look at me like that. You for whom I have only the highest expectations. A vaunted hero of the Source, 7 times rejoined. Long have I awaited one who might brave a path of lesser tragedy. A resilient soul able to endure the necessary pain. I dare to hope that my wait is over. So, finish your task and slay the Light Warden. Make proof of your usefulness, and then we may speak again.
Forgive me, my lord, but this could not wait.
Speak freely, Captain.
Our informant in Colusia sends word of unusual activity in Yulmore. It appears their forces are entrenching themselves at key points throughout the city, making ready for an attack by all indications.
An intriguing use of resources. I rather doubt Lord Vorthry is concerned for the safety of his citizens.
You think he's harboring the Light Warden inside the city walls? Even if he does have some means of controlling the Sin Eaters, wouldn't that be a little risky?
But he knows we're coming for his ass, that's why.
Risky or not, if there is even a chance the Warden is hiding there, we will need to act fast. The longer we wait, the better prepared the Yulmorans will be.
Agreed. See to your preparations then and make for Colusia. God's willing, this hunt will be the last. Let us see it through to the end.
We should begin by assembling in Rite. There we may assess the situation in Yulmore and decide how best to proceed.
Again, I'll have to go back to look at my old videos to see when I said this, but because I can't remember when I started getting this feeling. But I know it was around here. This talk with him itself, and the talk we had back at the Katana Rabo. Something about all of it. At some point or another, I started saying to myself, and I said it out loud, again, it's in one of the videos from my first playthrough of this, that I had the feeling that, keep in mind, this was almost 2 years ago, and Walker hadn't even been announced at all. And I was just thinking to myself, everything that happened to the story up to this point, and then everything happening here in Shadowbringers, and everything we've been talking about with the, the sundering of the world, and the reason the Asians are trying to rejoin it all, and everything else. Maybe it was a little later in the story, in Shadowbringers, when I said this, but I distinctly remember at some point, I got the feeling that things were starting to come to a head. I think that's how I said it, too. But it felt like the overall story of FF14 was starting to, I don't know what the right word is here. I almost said coalesce. I don't think that's quite right. Maybe it is. But it almost felt like the overall story was starting to reach its major climax and subsequent conclusion, if that makes any sense. Like, it felt like things were soon going to come to, you know, a head, as they say. And then afterwards come to an end. And then, well, half a year later they announced Endwalker, and I was like, I was right. I was like, okay. They were like, yeah, we're gonna wrap up the story and start a new one. I was like, oh, okay. I can't remember when exactly during Shadowbringers I got that feeling, but I know it was towards the end, like right now. Which is, this is unrelated, but again, this is around the time, level 76, 77, which we're at right now, is when I fully got reinvested in, especially after the battle with Thancred and Ranjit, fully reinvested in the story and was no longer bored at all. At this point, I was like eager to keep going and just boom, 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 you know? I didn't even want to go to sleep on or stop streaming on some days. I just wanted to keep going. I got really into it at this point. I was like, I want to see what happens next. Oh yeah, the whole thing with the Light Warden, the light harming, you know, the Warrior of Light, our main character, Leon here. Yes? Did my lesson provoke thought, giving rise to further questions? 3 of you escaped the Sundering, but what of those who didn't? Is that the rest of us? Why, their very beings were divided into 14, of course. Yet by our power, we unsundered Asians may raise up one of their fragments to their original office. Really? You can rejoin people? Ah, but I suppose this in itself bears explaining. So, the names by which you know us are not, in fact, our names. Be it Elidibus or La Habrea or Igarim, all are titles of office. And when an office is vacated, it may be filled by another. Really? Over the eons, I have overseen several changings of the guard among our sundered brethren. And in such instances, the vacant title ordinarily goes to another fragment of the selfsame soul. Oh. So they can tell... So what he's implying at this point, he might say this right after this, is that there's a reflection of each of us in every single one of the reflections of the source. Like the 1st and the 13th and so on. They know which person corresponds to which person in another shard or in the source, basically. They can see that, I guess. So it's like, oh, if one of the sundered Asians dies, they replace him with another version, another reflection of himself from a different shard, I guess, is what he's getting at. While it is by no means impossible to raise up wholly unrelated individuals, 'tis we whose fervent entreaties brought forth Lord Zodiark, whose souls he claimed in the beginning, who make the truest servants. So the ones who were first enthralled, you guys. And the other Asians, okay. 'Tis we whose fervent entreaties brought forth okay, so he's saying that they're the ones that the originals, him, La Habrea, you know, and Elidibus are of the people who first summoned Zodiark. So they were obviously Zodiark's first thralls, and along with the other Asians, they make the best replacements, basically, for any of them that fall. Different versions of the same people. Okay. Cam, I want to ask both. What is your true name, then? There may come a day when I reveal my true name to you, but this is not it. Of course, you may well die none the wiser, but life is full of such disappointments. Don't remind me, because that actually almost happened to me in real life. Well, now let's ask him the other one. So if we were to defeat all the Asians of the Source, then what? Then none would remain to raise up new Asians, and our kind would eventually fade from existence. You would like that, wouldn't you? Well, feel free to dream. 'Tis no crime to do so. Cocky prick. He thinks we're not capable, huh? We already killed off Brea. There's only 2 of them left, technically, with that. 2 of, you know, the original Unsundered that can actually raise up new Ascians. And so he also mentioned he doesn't consider us truly alive, so he wouldn't feel guilty of murdering us. Because we're just 1/7 now, since the rejoining has already happened, you know, 6 times, right? Well, if there's 14, it would stand to take 7, but one of those is the source itself. So I'm just counting 13 here. 13 shards. But I guess no, we would, in this case, we count the source, so it's 14. It's an even 14, so yeah, 7, I guess. I mean, he literally said in the cutscene about me. A vaunted hero rejoins 7 times. This reminds me of that story, or that movie with Jet Li and, what was his name? Jet Li and Jason Statham, right? Where he goes around to parallel universes killing other versions of himself to make himself stronger, because in that story, when you killed another version of yourself in a parallel universe, their power went to you. This is a similar thing. When a rejoining occurs, you regain that lost power, intelligence, and everything. Lifespan. Essentially becoming stronger. Back to how they were when there was no sundering at all. Which is what he's... them, basically. Living forever and all that stuff. Having all that power. We've not spoken for a while, have we? Not since the aftermath of the Eater's attack. Rest assured, I am fully recovered and will do my utmost to support you and your fellow warriors of darkness. Thank you, Lena. Your condition is unchanged? Good. If you can but hold out until the end of the coming battle, I am confident that we will find a remedy for your affliction. Just until the end of the next battle then, huh? What makes him so sure, I wonder? Anyway, enough chit-chat. I've been blathering too long. This is all conjecture. We'll have our answers eventually. This aura. What could it be? Alpina? There you are, Leon. The others have gone on ahead to reconnoiter Gate Town, or reconnoiter. I think that's how you still said it. Reconnoiter Gate Town. We are to follow shortly. It has been a while, has it not? Since the 2 of us infiltrated Yulmore? It's been a long-ass time, dude. Which again, that segment dragged on a little too long. Kinda wish the infiltration would have been a little faster and gotten to the point sooner, you know, meeting Lord Bothry and all that. But whatever. Since we faced Lord Bothry, and I felt such fury as I have never felt before. His actions are unconscionable, of course, and any abhorrence I felt for him is entirely justified. Yet, mingled with my rage, there was... something else. At first I was unsure what it was, but in the course of our struggles I found the answer. In Bothry's self-righteousness, in his absolute belief that he and he alone is the cure to the world's ills. Oh, I know where this is going. I saw a reflection of myself. Yep. And it brought the memories of all my past follies flooding back. That's why you got so angry. You were projecting. He is the vainglorious, ignorant fool I once was. And having shared in his affliction, I feel duty-bound to open his eyes to the truth. When he made the crystal braves and everything, basically. He was really full of himself, Alfino, and he was like, yes, I'm a genius. I'm a super genius. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna save this world. Basically. And then Ilbert and Lolorito and the others humbled his ass very strongly. They put him in his place, in a way. Whether he will accept it with the good grace I did is another question. That's true. What is it, Reem? Do you sense the light warden? I'm not sure. The aura is... different. Perhaps if we were a little closer... 'Tis time we were on our way in any case. Let us join our comrades in Gate Town. Leon, as a precaution, may I ask that you go first to ensure that the path is clear? The closer we are to Yulmore, the more I worry that Reen may be recognized. If you see any prying eyes along the way, pray encourage their owners to look elsewhere. Okay. Go on, Leon. We will follow anon. As I am now, I don't think people will recognize me as the Oracle, but Thancred did always warn against taking unnecessary risks. Yeah. They might still recognize you. I mean, you still have the same outfit. Age, demeanor, everything. Wouldn't be far-fetched. So I gotta go clear the way. Gonna follow this path down? Oh. Oh, I see. We're following this road. This way. Gotcha. What's going on here? You guys alright? Lord Vothri, we hear, we obey. Ah! What the fuck? They're acting like fucking zombies. What is this? Well, that was kind of a waste. Sorry, Steve. I don't see any more here. Nope, that's it. Don't know why this search zone is still active, but... What about you? You normal? You alright? Long live Lord Vothri. Long live Lord Vothri. Morides vivir. That's what they sound like. The fucking cultist from RE4. Oh, Sadler. Different kind of zombie, basically. Not the undead kind. Oh, I missed you. There you are. They're the kind that just, you know, they've lost their own will. And are just mindlessly shuffling along. Yeah, like this guy. Boss. You hail the civilian, but he does not respond and continues his incoherent rambling. Something has gone terribly wrong since we were last here. I like the emote. Yeah, that's basically them. That's a pretty accurate representation. Nightmare fuel, kinda. Our mission hath begun on a strange note. Yeah, what the fuck is happening? What's happening? What's wrong with everyone? Ah, good of you to join us. I was debating whether to warn you, but it's too late now. I take it you noticed the people behaving strangely along the path? It's more of the same here. Istola and Alize are investigating as we speak. Let's wait and see what they have to say. The gears are clearly turning in Urianger's mind. Would you ask him what he makes of all this? Alright, Urianger, you take on all this. A feast of lies.
Strange. Passing strange. By their behavior, we may safely assume that they are under Vothri's mind control. Yet the extent of the effect seemeth to vary dramatically between subjects. far too pronounced to be attributed simply to the vagaries of innate magical resistance.
Curiouser and curiouser. We met with no trouble en route. My thanks for securing the way.
Oh. Yeah, no problem, buddy.
But given the state of the townsfolk, I see we were never in any danger of being recognized.
What can you tell us from here?
I sense a powerful eater in the uppermost reaches of the city. But there's something different about it. Its light is impure. We need to get closer.
Oh, so that one's Alfino. Well, unless you're triplets.
This guy.
Kaishir, what are you doing here?
While I was scouting the area, I noticed a suspicious figure skulking about. So I accosted him, only to have him call me Alfino. I thought it best to bring him along.
I'll be getting clocked in the face for that. An honest mistake.
You see, that informant who's been feeding secrets to the Crystarium, it's me. See, after you saved my life in Yulmore, I thought about going somewhere far away, but I couldn't just leave, not without paying you back. So I decided to stay here, keep an eye on things, and whenever I spotted something strange, I shared it with your friends.
That took no small amount of courage. Well done.
I assume you saw what happened here.
Right, so, an airship flew in a bit ago, and not long after, Vorfrey starts ranting and raving. You could hear him from all the way out here. Geezer was doing his nut, shouting and screaming like someone had nicked his pie.
Love the way he talks.
It is like the airship bore the soldiers sent to thwart our efforts in Amarang.
So eventually the yelling dies down, and then this hot, sticky wind comes blowing through. Now that's when everyone went funny. Not everyone but me. Well, me and a couple of newcomers, though even they started mumbling about Vorfrey after a while. Not as bad as the rest, mind you.
Newcomers.
There's something I need Reen to see. This was among the townfolk's food stores.
Oh, it kind of looks like.
Oh, that's just meal. Yulmore doles this stuff out.
Kind of looks like a tasty little dessert, a little bit.
No, it couldn't be. I know what it is. It's Sin Eater. Meal is made out of Sin Eater.
So it is. In limited quantities, it may have little effect on an average individual. Yet if one were to consume it regularly, over a period of several years, I suspect it would do far, far more than merely nourish the body.
Yeah, that Deathwing Duck, this is fucking freaky.
Vorfrey wieldeth power over Sin-Eaters is known. Could it be that those who partake of their flesh do thereby render themselves susceptible to his influence? It would serve to explain why the town's newer arrivals succumbed less quickly than those raised on a diet of meal.
He's been rounding up Sin Eaters and feeding them to people. Altering them mouthful by mouthful, all to stop them answering back. There are desperate souls out there killing themselves to escape turning. This is unforgivable. An atrocity.
These Sin-Eaters. What if they are not simply rounded up?
I know where he's going with this. The Ascension thing,
Do
right?
you remember what we were told when first we came to the city? Many enter, but none leave.
Exactly. It's the ascension thing they were talking about. It's gotta be. Son of a bitch. They're killing people. They turn them into Sin Eaters and then turn them into food.
Let us put an end to it. To this paradise built upon the bones of the poor. Vorteris deeds are beyond justification. Beyond forgiveness. Evil.
It's highly probable that the Light Warden is waiting for us somewhere in there, and I'm all for going after it. But our enemies know our faces. They know that we are coming, and they will not let us through without a fight. Like it or not, the time for stealth is past. Now, my friend, if you would be so good as to lead the charge.
Yeah, Alfino pretty much finishes spelling it out right there. But he's pretty much, you know, confirming everything I was saying about Yulmore earlier, the last time we were here. Which was now a long time ago. Many streams ago. You know, the whole thing being built on the backs of the poor. Yeah, like you said, it's a fantastic, it's a fantastic metaphor for, what did I say about... So when they were giving out mule earlier, you know, last time we were here, I was like, they're basically giving them scraps. You know, these poor people were content living off of the scraps of the rich from over there, from Yulmore. In this case, they took the metaphor to a very deep level there. Or just more like they made it more obvious now by showing how it's a form of mind control. Because that's basically what it is in real life, you know? Like something, and again, I touched on this back then, something like universal basic income, for instance. It would help prevent a lot of chaos and help a lot of people, for sure, especially those closest to the bottom. It would be a good thing. But you can bet, you know, the way it'll be implemented, especially since, you know, corporate lobbying is a thing, rich people will influence politicians, as they always do. The way it will be implemented, they'll make sure, the wealthy elite will make sure that it still benefits them the most. They'll find a way to make sure the money still trickles up to the top as it always has. But they'll still do it, eventually, just to stop the poor and oppressed coming at them with pitchforks and the like, you know, when things eventually become more dire. They'll have no choice but to implement something like that, to keep them from rushing, you know, the gates. If this is a good metaphor, yeah, pretty much. You know, keep them docile, complacent, so that they don't rush them, basically. And try to take back by force what is rightfully theirs, since people, you know, such a small amount of people shouldn't be allowed to have such grotesque wealth in the first place. And so that's kind of like what this is a metaphor for. They, you know, they give them the meal to keep them satisfied and complacent, so they just, you know, with these little scraps, that'll keep them calm, they stay there, and then, you know, they do our bidding without even realizing it, and that's exactly what's happening here. Here, in a more literal sense, the meal they've been eating is literally mind controlling them. But yeah, great metaphor, I like it. It's great social commentary for upper and lower class divisions and, you know, class warfare in society. The uppermost level of the city houses Bothry's chambers. He must keep the warden close. We are like to encounter Ranjit again. One can only hope he's still licking his wounds. Yet even without him, Yulmore is an eminently defensible city, as you doubtless gleaned during your visit. Yeah. When last I set foot inside its walls, I almost mistook it for dear old Limsa. But it is full of unpleasant surprises, all of which is a long way of saying, be on your guard. Right. My heart is gripped by an unshakable sense of foreboding. Let us proceed with all care. Meal? Is Sin Eater? Wicked white, we all scoffed the stuff without a second thought. I never got near as much as the others, but... Oh. Don't you feel lucky now? The bitter greens and bony fish I got by on don't seem so bad no more. Yeah, see? I'm fine, Leon. Shaking with fury, but fine. Let's go. That Valtteri should so brazenly exert his influence over the people bespeaks his desperation. He will not go quietly. Of course not. Also, how close can I get? I wonder. Lord Valtteri. Blessed is the mule. Long may you reign. Please keep feeding us scraps. Keep us docile and complacent. And at your service, basically. Poor oppressed people just being strung along with a carrot on a stick. In this case, it's meal on a stick. Well, let's get in there. When we step through the gates, we shall find not the place of hedonistic pleasure we remember, but a battlefield. I imagine so. Holy crap, he's so blurred out by that. If you are prepared for this, then let us sally forth. I remember what happens here. We're leaving it on normal. Not like this, yeah.
I can feel it. A dark presence in my domain. Ah! It's them! The villains who would sow chaos in my perfect paradise! Keep them away from me! I command you! Keep them away! Long live Lord 4-3.
He would use his own people as shields.
This area is older than Gate Town. There are bound to be far more civilians under Valtteri's control. But they do not act of their own free will, and we must not harm them.
Yes, Crimson Zombies.
As if we ever would. Press on with Alpha Noah. We'll hold off the civilians and join you as soon as we can.
Look at Leon like a total Giga Chad edgelord over there. You can't even see his face with his massive sword. Giga Chad edgelord confirmed. They act like zombies, but since they're not undead, they're a little bit more akin to the Ganado, detailed in the Kennedy report. I mean, Resident Evil 4. Do no more than is necessary to subdue the civilians. I'll do that. We're wasting time. We hold them here while the others press on. Alright. Have care, you two. The rest of you, with me. Alright.
May the 12 guide you.
Their minds are not their own. Remember, avoid harming them whenever possible. Attack to subdue, yes. Where's the tear gas when you need it? There is no end to them. Orianja, would you care to make a stand? Gladly. Leon, pray press on with the others when the opportunity doth arise. The way's clear. Come on, you two. Right behind you. Our party's getting smaller. Confound it, more of them! And we were almost through. right. My turn to make a heroic stand. As soon as there's a lull, push on. Now, Leon, into the tower. Just you take care, Alize. Jesters from before. It was fate, wasn't it? Alright, Alize. You take your heroic stand. Me and Alfina will deal with these two chicks that we're all too familiar with already. Again, they remind me of the two jesters of Final Fantasy IX. The ones who worked for Queen Brene. Like a reincarnation. Apologies, friends, but you've reached a dead end. And on this sorry track, there's no turning back. We have a good life here, see, and we're not about to lose it. But fair's fair, we'll give you a good death. If you would fight us of your own volition, then we will not hold back. Yeah, they're choosing to do this. They're not brainwashed. This one's a real side splitter. Oh shit. But at least he'll die laughing. I got you, bro. Shit! Could have finished my combo. No, I don't think it's funny, actually. Let us climb to the canopy. From there we will take the crown lift. Sorry, wait, hold on. Ladies, nothing personal. I haven't forgotten, I still have to be a gentleman. Hey look, it's a flashback of Kingdom Hearts 2's intro. Still more soldiers. Leave them to me and press on. Don't die on me, Alfina. You know, when it shows that summary of Sora fighting his way through Castle Oblivion, and then shows the circular staircase going up, spiraling when he's running up the stairs. Oh, if only it was that straightforward in the actual game, Chain of Memories. And now for the reason why I didn't lower it down to very easy. Because I wasn't gonna back down from this motherfucker. Not after what he did to Thancred.
You will find my master in his chamber.
Using Reaper already. The sight.
But only should you kill me this day. And you will not.
Why do you go so far?
You may think me under his spell, but I uphold Lord Vorthre's ideals of my own volition. Man is an inherently flawed creature. In his vain pursuit of righteousness, he but sows the seeds of future conflict. But have I chosen to place my hopes upon he who has transcended men, upon he who is unbound by the vagaries of conscience. But enough talk. I am a soldier, and you are my enemy. Come, let us settle this once and for all.
Okay, yeah, not exactly a sight, but pretty close. Yeah, exactly. 50 cups. Wait. Damn, Aetheryte? Won't let me zoom out. Okay. Alright, Ranjit. Let's settle this. Payback for Thancred. Ever since I submitted to my master's authority, I have been naught but a weapon. Clearly. A proper soldier. Mindless killing machine that blindly follows orders. That qualifies. Picked from last time already. Evisceration. I exist only to destroy, and destroy you I will. Kick him in the nuts. I know it won't work, but fuck him. Oh, not this crap again. Just enough space to maneuver. What the? Oh, I get it. Well, this is new. Only a problem because we're limited on our battlefields and can't use the entire fucking room. I remember my first time through, I didn't know what to do here, and I just tanked these AoEs. It's time we settled this, villain. No, not this crap. Haha, fool! I remember that. You little tank buster. Wrong one. Shit. Whatever. He would pass me must first endure all that I have learned on the battlefield, for I am a weapon forged in the fires of war! Can I even kill these? Yes, I can, thank God. Fuck you. Precious stones. Fuck, here it comes. Are you alright, Leon? Yeah, I'm alright. Citizens appear to have calmed down for the moment. Can only assume Vothri is otherwise engaged. Get to the upper level while we can. Didn't have to be this way. Thing that always gets me. Ugh, too bad this scene kind of comes right after. I can't even comment much right now, but... Again, it goes back to that whole thing about, you know, Thancred and Ranjit basically being in a custody battle over Reen, Menphilia. Well, she used to be Menphilia, now she's Reen. He still respected him as Reen's basically former parent. So he still felt bad for him when he died. That's why he paid him a moment of respect right there.
Lord Vorthree! Your reign of tyranny is at an end!
I'll have to say more later.
For too long you have preyed upon the desperation of the poor. Now you will answer for the suffering you have caused. And if you harbor even a shred of remorse, I beseech you to use your powers to redress the balance for the future of all in Norvrant.
No, it can't be. This is wrong. It's wrong. The Warden, it's not just a Sin Eater. It's a man.
Remorse? For the future of all? What nonsense is this? There is no justice but mine. No future but mine. No will but mine. It is preordained. I was born to deliver this wretched world.
God, that freaked me out my first time. The head twisting.
Unseated? No. It's impossible. Inconceivable. Absurd. I am a great and wise king. Greatest and wisest. I reign from on high. I will not be brought low by maggots like you! Ah! Oh, yes, of course. I can begin again. Rebuild my paradise. Once I finish my dinner.
Oh God, no. Stop him! Thancred, stop him!
That should not be physically possible, but this is a fantasy game. Same rules don't apply.
Where did he go? In the heavens?
Did Vorthree do that?
We must give chase. I don't give a shit if we did. If he did, we're going after him anyway.
Wait! That is Mount Gulg, the highest peak in Colusia. It lies on the other side of a sheer cliff, and much as I wish it were otherwise, it is beyond our reach for now. But even if it weren't, there are people here who need our help.
Oh, Alphino.
He's right.
Please, even if it's only to tend to their wounds.
Oh yeah, I get it, dude. Yeah. That's cool. I'll help too.
Thank you.
I don't know if it will work, but if Vorthri's hold over the people is rooted in light, I might be able to reverse its effects. Will you let me try?
Of course. We'd be grateful for any help you can provide.
Well then, if it's decided, let's all get to work.
Everything's more or less back to normal now. Anyway. So yeah, like I was saying, about Thancred and Ranjit, like yeah, it's what I said before. That it felt like the whole thing was a metaphor for a custody battle over Minfilia, who is now called Reen. Like I said, you know, the child's the one who suffers the most during that, when the parents are getting divorced and having a custody battle and yada yada. It's always hardest on them, you know. But yeah, so that look, you know, Thancred kind of bowed his head in silence and closed his eyes because, like I said, even though they were on opposite sides, he still respected Ranjit as a parent because he was the one who raised the previous Minfilias and even this one for a little bit before he, you know, went crazy and bowed down to Lord Vothri's crazy ass and things changed, right? And then Thancred took over when he rescued her from here. But he was still, you know, he still respected him enough for having been there for Minfilia and the previous ones and having raised them to defend themselves and all that stuff. So he still had some measure of respect for Ranjit, and I think he was also hoping things would have turned out differently. But also Ranjit's last words. Apparently he, you know, I don't know, maybe if he was referring to the previous Minfilias, maybe some of them, because they were all reincarnations, right? Maybe some of them were his actual daughters, I don't know. We don't get that much more backstory on him, I don't think, but he obviously had daughters, and he was happy to be reunited with them when I sent him into the Great Beyond, when I dealt the last blow. Thancred didn't see that or hear that part, of course, but still, it just adds more, it humanizes Ranjit a bit more. Because you realize, again, even though he was on the wrong side of things, everything he did, he was still doing it for the love of, you know, someone he viewed as one of his own daughters, which was Minfilia/Reen. It's like I said earlier about the whole custody battle thing. Each parent thinks they're the one that knows best for their child and not the other one. In this case, Thancred and Ranjit disputing that each one knows better for, you know, Reen. I'm the one who knows best on how to raise her, you know. No, I do, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like his actions still came from a good place, but you know what they say about good intentions, unfortunately. Good intentions or not, we still have to be careful and self-reflect, you know, on what we're actually doing from time to time, because otherwise we fall into that kind of trap. Our perception becomes skewed, and before we know it, we end up becoming what we hate, or... oh, you know what I mean. end up becoming a villain yourself without realizing it. And he never did. He stayed loyal to Vothri to the very end. He really thought that was the best way for everyone and for Reen. Anyway, let me catch up on chat, because I had the window closed. Num num. Cookie. What do you mean he's a bee? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Crimson? A bee? Good. Good news, Leon. It would seem that Reen is indeed able to reverse the effects of Vothri's influence. Even as we speak, she tends to the afflicted in turn. The problem being, there's no end to them. We're trying to provide what relief we can to those who are waiting and would appreciate your help if you're willing. Of course, I told Alfino I'd help, so I will. Right after I take a break, because it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes now. You can now attune with the Aetherites in Yulmore. You guys remember how I said your first time through New Game you're not allowed to? Well, yeah, now you're able to. Before that it says you need express permission to use it and you're not allowed to, so... Coming back here was a pain in the ass, if you had to. Before this quest battle. Not so anymore. What's our next quest when I get back? Paradise Fallen. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, so I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes.